Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, it's a brand new season and Evil Skelly Barrel is here and I'm super excited. Just a really interesting overall card and just the ability, for you to just pressure your opponent even more. So we're going to go with the Ice Spirit here. This deck is honestly really solid, and last season, there was a pretty popular deck that rocked something very similar to this. This is just a slight variation to that. But overall, this deck has been super fun so far this season. Evil Witch is obviously an absolute menace. And you pair that with the Skeleton King ability and the fact that you have Roll Hogs instead of the Hog Rider or the Ram Rider. Just overall, really solid deck. The pressure on this is absolutely insane, especially if your opponent, even if they have a bunch of different counters to your deck, they are going to run into issues just defending it, just because of the amount of pressure you can kind of build up with the deck like this. So we'll go Goblin Hut here. Not exactly the best positioning, but because we had limited elixir based on that lightning that we used on the Archer Queen, so be it. I'm just going to go ahead and log this. Obviously would love to have a King Tower activation off the backs of that Firecracker, but overall not too bad. And we've got a decent amount of damage on that left side. And the one of the benefits of rocking Roll Hogs is you can just split it, and those things are going to be a menace either way. I'm going to go with the Ice Spirit here. Then I'm going to go with the Skeleton Barrel on the left side here. So let's see what he does here. If he pops that ability, that's perfect for us. I'm going to go ahead and lightning that, and he's going to have to drop a freeze on defense, which feels bad. I'm going to go Roll Hogs. He probably has that Mega Knight ready. But that's totally fine. I think he's just going to go for Firecracker and take the damage, which, gotta respect that. All fine. We're going to go with the Goblin Hut here, but I'm going to drop it low. And then I'm going to go with the Skeleton King after the fact. Go with the Witch here as well afterwards. That's totally fine. I'm going to go with the Ice Spirit here. Overall, we should be able to get enough damage on that Mega Knight where it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, if he's going to go Firecracker pretty aggressively, makes sense. Makes sense. We're going to do this here just to keep our tower alive. And overall, we should be fine. We have lightning for that tower if we absolutely need to. We're going to go with the Skeleton King here. Skeletons are going to clean that up for us right there, so he's going to have to drop something else here. We're going to go with the Log. He does have a spell, I think, but I think it might just be freeze, and that right there is going to be good game, well played. Really close there towards the end, but as you can see, we had a massive push on the counter push if we needed to in sudden death. Good game, well played. We'll get on to another. All right, next match here. Keeping things going. Starting out with that Skeleton Barrel is always great. Don't worry too much, I feel like, about giving up a King Tower activation. It's bound to happen. I'm going to go with the Ice Spirit here in the back, just to kind of freeze that up a bit. Keep our Witch healthy, and yes, Witch is the main source of air defense. Obviously, you have the Goblin Hut, and obviously all the Spear Goblins that will spawn off of that. But really, your Witch is your main air defense, so just be wary of that. Let's go with the Goblin Hut here, and we'll go with the Skeleton King. I will take some damage, totally fine, totally worth it in my books, because we're gonna get a pretty hefty Skeleton King right here. We'll drop the Skeleton Barrel. He's definitely going to have to go for a light spell afterwards to kind of clean this up. But then we have the Skeleton King, and we're going to pop that ability here. Even though it's right on top of that Valkyrie, I'm kind of hoping we can damage down that Valkyrie or even get some extra chip damage on the tower. Can't really say if that was worth it, but overall not too bad. We're just going to wait for that Valkyrie to kind of pass on by. I'm going to go cycle the Ice Spirit here in the back. And we'll get Roll Hogs going on this right side here. I'm going to go Lightning on this. I probably should have gone for, Lightning on that Firecracker as well. Would have obviously made sense. But he's might have enough for that Hog Rider. Yeah, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble here. We're going to go Skeleton King here on that Firecracker. We'll take the damage. I mean, definitely overcommitted in single elixir a little bit right there, but we're going to go with our Skeleton Barrel. So with the Evil Skeleton Barrel, we should have quite a bit of fun with this. He's going to have to go Valkyrie or with the Log, which is pretty well timed. Let's go with the Skeleton King ability here. At least force him to drop that ability. Let's go Ice Spirit. We'll definitely play a little bit of catch up here. We got Log ready for this. It's going to be perfect because that's going to also knock back that Valkyrie. We don't have enough for Lightning or anything like that, so obviously something that we'll have to keep in mind here. So we can go for something like the Evil Witch. We'll go Goblin Hut up high. Yeah, that's gonna probably be able to damage most of our Witch. But we're gonna get the Skeleton King going right here. Should be able to smack that Firecracker, and we should be good. He's gonna give that up on that side, which is perfect. We're gonna drop the ability here as well. He's gonna drop a light spell most likely. Oh, he's gonna have to do that. That is exactly what we want to see. And we're taking all that damage from the Valkyrie there, but that's totally fine. We're gonna go with the Log here. And all in all, we're just gonna go for a Goblin Hut up high. And that right there should seal the game for us. Good game, well played. Let's get on to another one. Alright, next match here. So, if you don't have the Evil Skeleton Barrel, totally fine just rocking the regular one. And if you want to play around with, you know, subbing in some other spam cards, whether it be Wall Breakers, or Bomber or something like that, definitely feel free to do that. It's completely up to you on how you want to play this. We're going to go for this defense. This actually is a pretty solid defense considering the push that he's got. I'm going to take the damage from the Bomber, of course, and this is going to be a pretty filthy counter push here. Let's go Skeleton Barrels, and hopefully the Skeleton Barrel will get in front of that Skeleton King. And this is an absolutely disgusting push that I have no idea how he plans on taking care of. But we're going to pop the ability here, and that's going to take out that E-Wiz, and he's still got a Zap too, which is pretty filthy. I'm going to go roll Hogs immediately because I think he spent a whole bunch of Elixir, and he should be pretty low. And yeah, he's got the guards and whatnot, but this is going to be a pretty solid overall interaction here because we took that tower down a substantial amount. We can just drop Log. I really don't want to deal with you know, a full set of healthy guards, and we'll get some chip damage, and I think we're still pretty solid on Elixir. Just really don't want to be too far behind on Elixir here. We're going to go for the Ice Spirit here just to cycle. It's a great option. You'll get, you know, 100+ points of damage. But our opponent's not really playing anything, so he might be waiting a bit. I'm going to just go with the Skeleton King on this left side here. And see if he's going to do anything. He's going to go for the P.E.K.K.A. So this is going to be really interesting here. I think this is that really popular deck that's been around for a while with the Goblin Machine. I just haven't seen it. The Bomber, you know, the Goblin Giant, of course. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. We'll go with the Evil Witch here in the back. They typically don't have a heavy spell. I'm going to go ahead and log this. I'm going to go for the this here. We should have enough to kind of buy our time. And yeah, we're going to go for the Witch as well. Yeah, he's getting a lot of damage, unfortunately, but we should be pretty good here. That right side should be down. We have Lightning, if not. Witch is getting tanked for it, which is perfect. And this right here is going to be a steamroll 3 crown. Absolutely overwhelmed the opponent. He had to go all in to try and take, you know, one of the towers. But we're going to 3 crown him with so much swarm. Good game, well played. Let's get on. All right, next match here. Keeping things going. We have Skeleton Barrel to start out. Our opponent's also got Skeleton Barrel. We're going to go for the Goblin Hut. I think there's a proper placement with the Ice Spirit. Kind of like once everything kind of pops, you want to, or before it does, you want to have that Ice Spirit so it can kind of jump on all the skeletons. But it's a timing that I don't have quite down yet, and I don't really want to take my chances on it. Let's do this. We're going to get a Log going. That's going to be pretty solid. So this is going to be a little bit tricky here. We're going to go Skeleton Barrel, kind of aggressive, considering he's probably got that Princess. But Witch should do a decent job here. Maybe get 1 hit. That's pretty decent. Goblin Hut, honestly, is actually a pretty solid option. So we're going to go Goblin Hut here, which seems kind of odd. But we're going to get a Princess and Dark Goblin all in one right here. So we're just going to smack those two, and we'll be pretty solid. He's probably going to have Mighty Miner ready to defend this. So he's probably also going to have Bomb Tower as a building, possibly. Let's go Evil Witch here. That's totally fine. Maybe we could probably test out the Oh, I mean, it's gonna lock on, so I guess not that much of a problem. We'll go with our log. We had that ready for him. So Evil Witch, what is he gonna do? He doesn't really have something he can drop right on top. I think Mighty Miner really is his main one. So Evil Witch is gonna do an amazing job right there. And all in all, pretty solid. Let's just go for the Skeleton King here. Just because it does area damage, it's perfect. I'm gonna go with the Evil Skeleton Barrel and see what he's got here for us. He's gonna at least take one of those hits. Oh my gosh, he's just not gonna do anything. I think he really just didn't have anything else left. So we're gonna go in right here real quick for the 3 crown. We're gonna drop the ability, and that right there is yet another 3 crown. Good game, well played. Let's. All right, next match here, keeping things going. And again, we have our Skeleton Barrel in hand, which is always a great start. It's 3 elixir. We'll put pressure on the opponent, and we shall see what we go up against. So another Witch user. We do get some pretty good damage just to start out. Really nice. We might just go for something like the Ice Spirit here. And that should buy us some time for our Witch to take out his. And we're going to go for this Lightning value. This makes sense. Taking out that Wizard and the rest of that Rogue Ghost. Really solid. 6 for 8 trade. Take that any day of the week. Let's go with the Skeleton King here. We'll go Goblin Hut as well. This is going to be a little bit interesting, but the Skeleton King will be able to turn around and help take out that Hog Rider. It looks like we will give up a hit, unfortunately. But we'll have a bunch of Spear Goblins doing their thing. And Skeleton King still healthy. And the Skeleton Barrel will at least get death damage. And it's going to force out a skeleton army. So really interesting there. Let's just go for our Witch. Should be pretty good, I would say. And unless he's got lightning or something, it's going to be a pretty good day for us here. We're going to go for our Roll Hogs, and this should be a pretty solid push. I know he's got that Wizard, which of course is going to be a menace, but he's going to have to go for a Valkyrie too. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to wait things out. Then I'm going to go for a Log last second. We have that Skeleton King, which we're going to use, and good thing the Skeleton King actually locked onto the Hog Rider for at least for a little bit. And the tower locked onto the Wizard, which is probably more important because that Wizard would have been an absolute menace. So we're gonna be able to reach the tower, and we do a bunch of damage as well. Perfect stuff. Let's go Lightning here, taking out that Rogue Ghost and the rest of the tower because our Skeleton King actually got a connection, which is pretty clutch there. If you don't have Skeleton King, you know, definitely feel free using something like the Valkyrie. I think it's just basically a 4 elixir option that can do a decent job. So let's do this here. I'm gonna go Skeleton King right on top of that. Ice Wizard or Ice Spirit hopefully is gonna help kind of clean that up. We'll go with our Evil Witch a little bit early, but all in all should be fine. I'm gonna go Skeleton Barrel up high. Log here to kind of push that back, and all in all I think we should be fine here. I'm gonna let that connect. I'm not really all that worried about it. We have the Goblin Hut, and yet again, as you can see, another dominant match here, just absolutely tearing things up, not really letting this Hog Rider freeze deck kind of, you know, get its gears and start, you know, putting a lot of pressure on us. But this deck is really filthy, really solid option. Give this deck a shot. I think it's gonna be really popular this season. I'll be curious to see if there's a lot more lightning usage and also, you know, bomb towers as well. Bomb tower would obviously be a really big hindrance, but that's why you also have the Roll Hogs just to kind of bait that stuff out. And the Skeleton King, of course, if you have it, it's great, especially with its ability. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.